Drowning in denial, they're racing through the city, fighting for survival in urban Serengeti. Slowly I awaken and know that I can make it. Time to
We're up in
shoot.
Portland. Up here is cold. I guess that's what I got. It's actually not that cold in here, but I just love this scarf, so I like it.
First time at Kumoricon.
Yes. First time here. Yeah, it's been incredible. Portland's great.
So when did you start YouTube?
I started YouTube back in 2006 when it first started because I was doing Google Video, which was before Google now owns YouTube.
Yeah.
I was doing Google Video with my brother making like machinimas, like dumb like Halo videos. But then when YouTube became a thing, we just started uploading our videos to both platforms. And then 2014 hit. And I was still doing things. I started doing vocal covers just for fun on the channel. But then 2014 hit, I did a cover of Let It Go from Frozen, and that got some virality to it, got about 1 million views in 2 weeks, which seems like nothing nowadays. But it was enough at that point to make me feel like I had somewhat of an audience, so I put more of my time into YouTube, and made it into a career now. I mean, that's long story short, but yeah, 2006 is when I started. But career-wise, like really investing in it, time being a career, 2014.
Okay, what editing equipment do you use?
Oh gosh, I use like a super old Sony Vegas, but I don't do anything editing intensive. I don't do anything too editing heavy, so I don't need anything. In terms of video, that's video. Sony Vegas, like old version, like 12 or 11, and I use Adobe Audition to edit vocals when I sing. I use a Shure SM7B for my microphone. I use an SM7B for the longest time. Or SM57 for the longest time, and now I use an SM7B. I use a Scarlett I2i or 2i2, and I use a Cloud Lifter, and pop filter and all that stuff. I got a little tiny, like, portable isolation booth, but it's not a booth, it's like at the corner of the wall has soundproofing foam. It doesn't actually enclose me, but it gets the job done. So yeah, that's my equipment. You asked software, but I just went to equipment anyway.
Is Adobe a lot of work to use? Because I recently bought it. Mm-hmm. A fan of mine gave me like a super chat. I said, get Adobe, and I'm still learning that thing.
Nice. Yeah, it's an older version of Adobe. It's before they started going to subscription. Mm-hmm. So I don't know if that's illegal, but it was like an old version of it, and I downloaded it, and I'm able to use it still. But it's pretty simple for me. I mean, Audacity is like the most well-known one that's pretty simple, and also like everybody starts with it.
Yeah.
Adobe Audition, I'm still learning. I'm still learning the ins and outs, especially with effects. I only recently learned how to use multi-track, which means like recording and listening at the same time. I used to open up my audio that I was recording to in Windows Media Player and then recorded with a separate software. So way too involved, but I'm always learning. Yeah, there you go.
Power Director pretty good. Is it pretty bad to use?
I've never used it. I heard of it because I know it's like a software that comes with something you buy.
Yeah, we got Power Director 12.
But I've never used it. Is it like, do they update it? Do they keep it updated?
No, I think we just you could update it if you wanted, through online. We just go and
But if it gets the job done, it gets the job done.
Oh, yeah. Sony Vegas, you use Vegas, right? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Is Vegas good for like filming? Because I filmed one of my friends, James, and I use green screen to film it himself. Would that be good?
Yeah. Sony Vegas has like basic video editing stuff, so like chroma key and things like that. Then yeah, it can do that. Now it's not going to be, super advanced. But that's mind you, that's my old Sony Vegas.
Because they've probably more power than that.
Well, they've updated Sony Vegas all the way to 19 now.
Oh, wow.
So I think Sony's probably competing, but I bet there's a CNET.com article that'll probably give it a better score than I could ever give it. But it also, I'm like a layman, so like I don't actually know too many terminology. So mine is very uneducated and just anecdotal. So like Sony Vegas works for me, and I'm sure it could work for a green screen.
What would you want to give as advice for a YouTuber like me if I want to try, get known out there for the future?
Getting known out there? I mean, frankly, from what you've told me, you have a bit of a following in the past 2 years, and I think you've probably done things right.
Yeah.
And I think the thing that I try to stress to creators up and coming, or even those who are established, is the rules are often changing. Yeah, when you're on YouTube, what I say to creators, new and old, you have to be willing to be fluid, and you have to be willing to be flexible with the platform as it shifts and as it changes, because it's always doing that. And not only that, what I tell people, because I've had this happen a couple of times, when I give advice on best YouTube practices, just because you follow them doesn't mean you will get success. And I don't even mean like minimal success, I mean any success. Because YouTube is this massive pool of people, massive pool of everybody wanting to vie for your eyes and vie for your attention. It's incredibly difficult, and there's definitely an element of chance involved to have YouTube's algorithm and its system pluck you out of the middle of millions and say, we want to put you in front of eyes. So you just have, if you go in with the knowledge that that's the truth, then it isn't so disappointing when it doesn't work out. But from what you've told me about how y'all run your channel, I think you know best practices. So my advice is only from a mentality perspective, not so much a practical application perspective, because I'm sure y'all do that.
Okay, then my last question, and he's going to answer, because what do you think of the YouTube new policy now they're having in December 10th, where you have your channel? Yeah.
Yeah.
I heard they may fine you $42,000 that video.
The FTC would fine you $42,000. The only reason YouTube's made any of their family-friendly changes, which came very recently, they're implementing them in December, is because of a settlement that came between the FTC, I forget, the Federal something commission, and YouTube itself. Because there was a big issue, and I frankly agree that there was an issue of children's content on YouTube was playing ads to kids, and children children between the ages of like infantile and 3 and on up. I don't want to speak like I know things, but there is scientific evidence that when you are very, very young as a child, you cannot distinguish between what is an ad and what is like real, and so you'll just put the two together. So advertising to kids on YouTube was sort of a completely unrestricted, there was no holds barred. You could advertise anything you want in any way to children, and they would believe it, and it would just kind of seep into their mind as reality, not just advertising. They can't make that distinction. So there needed to be some rules in place, and now there is. The problem is that YouTube's verbiage within their rule change is very vague, very open-ended, and it's left a lot of creators worried that their content is going to fall under family-friendly content, and therefore losing a lot of their advertising ability and control, losing a lot of their community control, losing a lot of the things that allow them to share their work to an open audience and have YouTube's algorithm work in their favor. A lot of those things go away when your content is family-friendly. But the verbiage, from what I understand, because we're all learning on the fly, speaking of being flexible and fluid, from what I understand, when you upload a video, it asks you, is your video made for kids or is it not made for kids? And when I see the phrase made for kids, which is what you're presented with as a creator, from what I understand and what I've read, I think it's going to be very hard for the FTC to pin a lot of creators. I think I think it seems really bad, but I question upon reading if it's as bad as it seems, because it's going to be really difficult for the FTC to take you to court and say, hey, you made your content for kids and you said it wasn't for kids. That's hard to ask, because the phrase made for kids is so much about intention. You know, in the video, I promise you, unless it's literally the Barney theme song or ABCs or Spider-Man and Elsa kind of presentation, it's going to be so hard for the FTC to argue in court, you made your content for kids, unless it's so explicitly so. I think it's somewhat of a we're all afraid at the moment, but I really think the majority of creators that don't make content for children are going to be fine. Like, if you happen to make content that children like, that's different. That's what I'm saying. Like, I think you're fine. If you happen to make content that children like, that's different than making content for children. Does that make sense? Because I'm using a lot of inflection to make my point, so it's hard to translate if it would just be written out. But I don't make content for kids. It just happens to also appeal to children. Yeah. It's not made for them, though. That's the
food reviews, I don't swear, but my gaming and my live stream, I do swear.
Yeah,
so I just said it's not for kids.
But your food review is not made for kids. Yeah. But could children watch it? Could kids watch it and be okay? Yeah. But the FTC is not going to sue you. They're not going to pursue you. Really YouTube's not going to you could totally market it as not for kids, because it's not about the content within it. Is it appropriate? It's about what your intention was and who you're targeting. Yeah. Are you targeting kids with your food review? No, you're not. It'd be different if the verbiage was, is this content targeted to children or not targeted to children? Because I think that's what the FTC is getting at. Is you have a lot of creators on the platform who make made for kids videos that are, preschool level, infantile entertainment, like Nick Jr. level stuff, and it was running amok, and they were making advertising dollars off of children being inundated with advertising run amok. That needed to be controlled. People who make animations, people who sing the Disney songs like I do, I don't think we have anything to be concerned about. And that's my thoughts on it.
Okay. That's just a CYA deal. YouTube content creators just click check the not for kids box.
Yeah, just check the not for kid box. Like unless like I said, unless you made a cover of the song ABC, the alphabet song.
Still check the not for kids box.
Just check maybe if that goes to court and they play them your video of you singing A B C D, come on kids, E F G, you might lose that court case. You might be fined $42,000 for that one. You might be. You
Food
might
reviews,
be.
they're not gonna do. No.
A, B, C, D, F
I'll let-
for the F word. Then maybe not. Maybe
Oh.
then. Maybe not.
I'll let you do
How
it.
many minutes left?
Okay. Oh,
5
it
minutes.
was 6 minutes. Okay. On your covers.
Mhm,
So
yes, yes, yes,
one
yes.
ones I noticed was Monster.
Yes, Skillet Monster.
You know,
Yes.
my friend loves that song.
Yeah,
you
yeah,
know. Have you thought about adding props and things into your videos also? And
Yeah,
how they had it in the hospital and like
yeah, right.
explosions.
Right.
And,
The sets for videos and music videos, because I've done some involved music videos, like I've done some anime music videos, My Hero Academia. I did a whole music video for that. I did a whole music video for a Naruto Shippuden song, and I had a whole music for the Mob song from the Beauty and the Beast. Had a bunch of people come out in purge gear, and we emulated like taking down like a castle. So we have some videos that are higher production, but it all depends on what the song is calling for, you know? Like if I have to get creative with a song that feels like maybe it should be a bit more of just a camera and me performance, but I have to add a little bit more spice to it, add some props and things like that.
some cosplay.
Some cosplay stuff. I do that. It just depends on what I think the video needs and what would be most cost effective.
Oh, yeah.
Because once you start adding actors, once you start adding videographers, and you start having to think and you're taking all this time to plan it and make sure everyone's schedules line up and you're trying to reserve locations, the price tag starts to build up.
Oh, yes.
And then you have to think, could this video do just well enough if I just sing it and like in front of a camera and spend no money, doing
or
that?
hire beer friends.
Yeah, oh yeah, all those
bar
people.
friends, you know?
Yeah, get all the beer friends out there, just bring them around. Yeah, you have to think about that. And so I don't do it all the time, but if a video calls for it, I'll do it. I will bring out a lot of people and make it a big production.
Oh, all right.
Mm-hmm.
My Hero Academia fan.
Mm-hmm.
What would be your quirk?
Oh, my quirk? If I had a
choose.
quirk, I feel like I would, my quirk would be knowing how to do any and all taxes for anyone. Like I can look at them and I know exactly what you need and exactly how to do them. Every paper, and I could do taxes in less than 10 minutes. Everybody's taxes.
Quirk, CPA.
Yep, that'd be my quirk. That'd be such a cool. I'd be hired so quick. I make so much money. Just like I'd run out H&R Block out the building like TurboTax. I just run them out of the building. I would be the guy, and I would just be like, I'm here. That would be my business name. I will undercut H&R Block. Trademarked. That's my idea.
What do you use for SEO? I use TubeBuddy. Is TubeBuddy pretty good?
What's TubeBuddy? And what's SEO?
When
You mean
you
search
take
engine
your videos, you
optimization?
basically take in your videos. What works to get your channel known?
I use vidIQ that helps me with information to best optimizations. I didn't know there was a service you could use to optimize your video for you.
This will be educational purposes for me.
Yeah, of course, and for anybody who's interested. I use vidIQ. They have a plugin for Google Chrome and probably Mozilla Firefox that will tell you when you're uploading a video sort of best practices, best tags, keywords, if you like have your end cards there, are they placed appropriately? So there's a couple of things that vidIQ gives you, information allows you to do things. You can pay for more. You can pay for like a super pro version that I think does do things for you.
Okay.
But right now I just use the regular.
Maybe I'll try for my
version.
wrestling channel. If it does good, and I'll use it on my other channel.
Why not? And especially if it's helping,
Yeah.
that's another thing too. If that's what you've been
TubeBuddy
using.
helps too.
Yeah, I've never heard of TubeBuddy.
Yeah.
Is it just TWO Buddy?
Just Tube, like TUBE, Buddy.
Oh, TubeBuddy.
Time's up now.
I thought I heard TubeBuddy. Okay, but yeah, I'll check that out.
Awesome. All right.
Thank you so much, bro.
Okay. One more quick thing, and I'll be
Absolutely,
back.
of course, yeah, you're all good.
All right, and I'll edit this. This is gonna be edited. Hello, everybody. I'm here to interview Caleb.
This is me. I'm Caleb Hyles on YouTube.
Let's get to the questions to ask you.
Absolutely, I'm excited.
We're done.
It's good.
Thank you.
And then when the camera falls, cut that one too.
That's
And
at the end, basically.
Do the great.
Well, guys, that was an awesome convention at Kumoricon. Getting interviews, going to the panels, autographs, the sake tasting, everything was great. And if you guys ever want to invite me again to future Kumoricon, oh sure, I'd love to come. Had a great time.
And I'll say yes.
Would Megumi work?
There we go. That's right. Megami.
Awesome. Would you prefer